Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to Crypto Coffee Date, and today is the 21st of February 2023. Now, since the last 24 hours, there is not much which has happened, particularly when you look at the global cryptocurrency market. But the price of Bitcoin has definitely pumped up, and it is very possible that it might just cross the $25,000, most likely by the end of this day. Now, in today's episode, guys, I'm going to be discussing an NFT platform called as Blur. And looks like they have overtaken OpenSea last week, so we'll definitely go ahead and discuss some drama going on between Blur and OpenSea. We'll also be discussing, is 2023 the year of DeFi protocols? Now look guys, I've been saying this time and over again, if cryptocurrency were to go mainstream, ideally DeFi protocols should be picking up pace, and DeFi protocols should be accounting for well over 50% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now, as we know, 2022 was one of the worst years for DeFi, but looks like in the first 3 months of 2023, DeFi is marginally picking up pace. We're still far away, but definitely some signs of momentum. And we're also going to be discussing some news from Italy, and looks like a university is trying to educate the generation on Bitcoin, so we'll go ahead and explore that news. And guys, in the Bitcoin world and in the NFT world, there's a lot of talk about Ordinals, an NFT to be built on Bitcoin blockchain, but it looks like Ordinals is going to be built on Litecoin blockchain as well. Now, at a macro level, this thing is possible because of Taproot and Snort signature, which Bitcoin blockchain did incorporate few years ago. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore that in today's news. Now, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee 88 podcast, I'll be discussing two news from UAE, and the first one is a massive news. And this is about Joya Lucas Exchange, and looks like they are adopting RippleNet, and Ripple is expanding its payment options in the UAE. Now, could this have an impact on XRP? We'll definitely check it out. And the second news is another massive news, and this is to do with the gaming industry. And Straddle have announced launch of automated crypto game trading cards. It has a lot to do with gaming. And look guys, since the past 3 months or so, Dubai is planning to be the hub for the gaming industry as well. And I did mention DMCC. They have launched Gaming Center, and overall the gaming industry merging with blockchain technology is a definite win, and Dubai might just be a leader in the gaming industry as well. So quite a lot to cover in today's episode. So let's kickstart today's episode. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee 88, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE, and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee at 8 has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee at 8. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee at 8, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain, and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain, and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE, and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE, and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Firstly guys, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called Rise in the Obstacle Course Race, and Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs, and these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since we've taken care of that, let's look at the global cryptocurrency market. Now as I said earlier, there has not much happened so far as the global cryptocurrency market is concerned. It is at $1.13 trillion, and since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 1.54%. The total crypto market volume over the last 24 hours is marginally up by 0.46%, and it is currently at $62.50 billion. Now look guys, these are still rookie numbers. In 2020 and 2021, on an average day, the crypto market volume used to hover somewhere between the $100 and $140 billion mark. So looks like we are still halfway then its all-time high. Now the total volume in DeFi is marginally pumped up, and it is currently at $7.59 billion. And in an average given day, DeFi used to account for somewhere between the 12 to 16% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now today, 21st of February, DeFi accounts for 12.14% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And one thing guys which I've been observing in the first 3 months of 2023, that DeFi is accounting for a higher percentage of the total crypto market volume, and this, to be honest, is an absolutely great matrix. The total value locked is also pumped up well over the $50 billion mark, and it is at $51.09 billion. So my big question is 2023 the year for DeFi? And look guys, if cryptocurrency and blockchain protocol and the so-called Web3 were to gain mainstream adoption, DeFi protocols should be spearheading the way. Now if you go back to the total value locked on the 3rd of January 2022, the total value locked was at $243 billion. Now unfortunately, the total value did fall down, and at one point of time in 2022, the total value locked across all DeFi protocols did go down below the $40 billion mark as well. Now unfortunately, this has absolutely nothing to do with the collapse of Terra Luna and FTX. Now granted, that definitely did drive down the total value locked in DeFi protocols, but it is not only because of them, because the volume of total value locked has been going down even before the collapse of Terra Luna. As of today, 21st of February, it is at $51.09 billion. And one thing which I did mention earlier is that I'm slowly seeing some improvements so far as the DeFi protocols is concerned, and it is great to see that DeFi is accounting for a high percentage than 2022 in comparison to the total crypto market 24-hour volume. The Lido is still leading the pack at 17.77% and $9.08 billion is locked in its protocol. Now look guys, if you want to find out more information so far as the matrix is concerned, DeFi Llama is the website that you need to check out. It provides all information, particularly in the world of DeFi. Now MakerDAO is number 2nd and the total value locked is $7.56 billion. And in yesterday's podcast, I did talk about MakerDAO. They are trying to merge DeFi protocols with traditional finance. Now I have mixed reaction to this, but nonetheless some positive news. The third is Curve Finance and the total value locked is $5.09 billion, followed by Aave at $5.01 billion and Convex Finance at $4.35 billion. Now let's look at the volume of stable coins. Now the volume is still ridiculously low at $55.53 billion. One metric which I particularly like is that the percentage is gradually going down. It is still at 88.85% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Ideally, the volume of stable coins should account for well below the 40% mark of the total crypto market 24-hour volume, because why would you want to use stable coins when you already have cryptocurrencies? But nonetheless, out of the volume of stable coins of $55.53 billion, Tether USDT accounts for $43.00 billion, followed by Circle USDC at $3.34 billion and Binance BUSD at $8.75 billion. And guys, in yesterday's podcast, I did talk about the market cap of Binance BUSD had gone down by $3 billion. Now, as of today, the market cap of Binance BUSD stands at $13 billion. Now, look guys, when you're looking at stable coins, make sure that you don't look at the market cap. Rather, look at the 24-hour trading volume. It gives you an accurate assessment of how the stable coins are doing. Now, let's look at the market share, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin's market cap has gone up at $480 billion. Remember guys, Bitcoin's market cap at its all-time high was $1.3 trillion. Now if you look at the global cryptocurrency market, we are still not at $1.3 trillion. So when Bitcoin was at its all-time high, its market cap was $1.3 trillion. Now as of today, it is $480 billion. And Ethereum's market cap is well below the 50% mark of Bitcoin's market cap, and it is only at $208 billion. The 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin is $27.7 billion, whereas Ethereum is at $7.4 billion. Now, if you look at the dominance, both the dominance of Bitcoin and Ethereum has gone up. Bitcoin's dominance is at 42.52% and Ethereum's dominance is at 18.40%. Now guys, in today's episode, I'm going to be looking at the market cap of smart contracting platform, and I'm also going to be discussing the top 3 Ethereum decentralized apps, so just give us an idea of which dApps are leading the pack. Now let's look at the smart contract platform. Ethereum is clearly an outlier, and the market cap is $208 billion, followed by Binance BNB at $49.84 billion. Now listen guys, I wouldn't be surprised if SEC does aggressively go after Binance BNB. There is a very high possibility that Cardano, which is at number 3rd, could be at number 2. Now, as of today, Cardano's market cap is at $13.94 billion. Now, remember guys, in 2017 and 18, EOS at one point of time was supposed to be an Ethereum killer, and no one is talking about EOS right now. I really am not sure even if the protocol exists at the moment. So when you hear news about Ethereum killer, these news tends to wipe off. Even Solana looks like they're having some trouble as well. Now let's look at the top 3 decentralized apps, so it'll give us an idea of what protocols are being used. Uniswap version 3 is at number 1. Now there is some drama going on between Andreessen Horowitz, and they were trying to keep Uniswap version 3 at Ethereum itself rather than switching to Binance BNB. So I'll try to give out some more update on that, because it looks like it might be switching to Binance BNB. The second one is Uniswap Aggregator. Now listen guys, the third and fourth one is pretty close. The third one is OpenSea, and in today's episode, I'm going to be discussing how Blur is gradually overtaking OpenSea. and it's no surprise that the fourth most decentralized app is Blur Protocol. So what I'm looking at is the number of unique wallets interacting with decentralized app smart contracts, and I'm only looking at Ethereum. So in tomorrow's episode, maybe I'll try to look at Binance BNB, so it gives us an idea among each blockchain protocols which decentralized apps are being used the most. Now guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, and there is a very high possibility that Bitcoin might cross the $25,000 mark later in the day. As of today, it is at $24,921, and since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 2.01%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 14.77%. Ethereum is at $1,703. Since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 1.15%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 13.64%. Now, surprisingly, Binance BNB has gone down, and it is down by 0.28%, and the price is $315. But since the last 7 days, it is up by 8.42%. And look guys, in the world of NFT, there's a lot of news going on. Last week, we talked about NFTs getting into the Bitcoin blockchain and Ordinals, which did actually pump up its volume. But today, I'm going to be discussing Blur, and looks like Blur, the zero-fee non-fungible token marketplace, has overtaken OpenSea as Ethereum NFT trading has skyrocketed, and CoinDesk did provide a report last week based on the data from Nansen. It clearly states that Blur's has seen a steady rise over the past month. And listen to this guys, Blur's daily trading volume more than quadrupled after Blur's release of its native token, and last week, which I believe was on the 18th, the trading volume on Blur's market stood at 6,602 Ethereum. On OpenSea's trading volume stood at 5,649 Ethereum. So it looks like OpenSea definitely has some strong competition. And look guys, if you're into NFTs or uploading your artwork, I'm pretty much sure you've heard of Blur. And Decrypt also confirmed that last week over $500 million worth of Ethereum NFT trades took place over the past week as Blur's reward model overtook OpenSea. And according to the firm called DappRadar, which I tend to look quite often, it clearly stated that Blur has generated $460 million worth of Ethereum NFT trades over the past 7 days, which is a 361% increase over the previous plan. Now look guys, if you're accessing OpenSea, I'm pretty much sure that you're aware by now that OpenSea has implemented a zero fees in order to win over the NFT user base that it lost to Blur. And OpenSea did actually mention via Twitter that they're having zero fee for a limited time. So listen guys, if you want to go ahead and sell your NFTs via OpenSea, this is the time. Now in that tweet, they also mentioned that OpenSea is moving to optional creator earnings of 0.5% minimum for all collections without on-chain enforcement. And that is applicable for all their new NFTs as well. And marketplaces with the same policies will not be blocked by the operator filter. Now listen guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is, OpenSea did put out a series of tweets. Read through that tweet because it's really critical, especially if you're an NFT artist or if you're into buying, selling or flipping your NFTs. And you also need to check out Ordinals, because lately Ordinals is definitely making a lot of news. And earlier today, there was a news which was reported that Ordinals is going to be working on Litecoin as well. So what happened on Sunday, a software engineer named by Anthony Guerrera launched the Litecoin Ordinals project on GitHub after forking the GitHub repository for Bitcoin Ordinals, which was originally posted by the creator Cassie Rodmore. And look guys, if you want to get the technical information on how Ordinals work on Bitcoin blockchain, Cassie Rodmore has a brilliant podcast on Bankless Episode. Now Bankless Episode, they talk only about Ethereum, and the host Ryan Sean Adams, he's not quite tech savvy so far as Bitcoin is concerned, so he did have another host called Eric Wallin, and they discussed the technical elements of how Ordinals work on Bitcoin blockchain. Now, so far as the news is concerned of Ordinals being on Litecoin blockchain, Decrypt has reported that Litecoin was chosen because it is the only blockchain on which Ordinals could work. And Anthony Guerrera has clearly said the reason why they are able to build Ordinals on Litecoin is because of the soft fork of the SegWit and Taproot signature. And look guys, the reason Bitcoin is able to have NFTs on Bitcoin blockchain is because of Taproot and Snort signature and because of SegWit. Now let me try to give out some basic level information on how ordinals work, because ordinals are a type of digital asset, guys, that are stored on Bitcoin blockchain, which guys, is a distributed network of computers all across the world that keeps track of all Bitcoin transactions. And these digital assets, called inscriptions, are inscribed on the smallest unit of Bitcoin, called as Satoshi, and they can include things like images, video games, and other types of contents as well. And in order to create an ordinal inscription, what you need to do is you need to download Bitcoin Core and sync their nodes to the blockchain. Then you need to create an ordinals wallet and send some Satoshis to the wallet. It could be maybe $10 worth of Satoshis or a little bit higher. Now listen guys, I must admit that this might be a little bit of a complicated process, and it requires using a line of commands or terminal on your computer. Now if you're someone who's offering these services, I definitely think you can make some quick buck. And guys, the technology beyond ordinals is made possible only because of upgrades to Bitcoin network, that is Taproot and segregated witness, and these upgrades have made it possible to write or inscribe data into the witness of a Bitcoin transaction, which is part of the transaction that stores additional information. Now, while some people may see ordinals as a way to abuse Bitcoin network, the developers behind the technology argue that it is a legitimate use case and that it can enhance privacy and reduce transaction costs for Bitcoin users. And look guys, one thing which I did mention yesterday as well, that Bitcoin miners are really happy about it, because as and when NFTs do get into the Bitcoin blockchain, the block gets full and they are in a position to charge a higher fee, and looks like Litecoin miners will be able to do that as well. Now overall, ordinals are a new and exciting development in the world of Bitcoin and NFTs, and looks like Litecoin is also doing the same thing. Now it's very important guys to remember is that this is possible only on proof of work protocols where there is Taproot and Snort signature. So look at other cryptocurrency protocols that are still working on proof of work and have implemented segregated witness, Taproot and Snort signature. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding Italy. From Politecnico di Torino University have announced Bitgeneration, which is a project that aims to bring Bitcoin education to Italian high schools. So definitely brilliant stuff. And the article is published via Bitcoin magazine. And what the article states, guys, is that the university will hold 10 meetings of 3 hours each for 33rd, 4th and 5th grade students at a local high school. So definitely brilliant stuff. Imagine getting the students educated on Bitcoin, definitely brilliant stuff. And also, there'll be 10 lessons which will be posted on BitPolito's YouTube channel. Now, I did go to the channel and it is in Italian language, but I'm pretty much sure they might be having some English text as well. So definitely brilliant stuff. Now guys, let's discuss news from UAE. The first news is about Joya Lucas exchange, and Ripple is expanding its plan into UAE, and looks like Joya Lucas exchange will be using XRP. So let me try to give out some information. Now listen guys, Joya Lucas exchange has been in the industry since 1987. Now the website is a bit tricky, so let me spell it out. The website is Joya Lucas exchange. It's spelled as J for Jack, O for Orange, Y for Yellow, A for Alpha, L for Larry, U for Umbrella, K for Kite, A for Alpha, S for Sugar, exchange.com. And they have stores in UK, UAE, Kuwait, Oman, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, India, and quite a lot of other. And Joya Lucas is a multi-billion-dollar company serving in different verticals such as jewelry, money exchange, fashion, silk, luxury, air charter, malls, and quite a lot of other. And they have a customer base of 10 million people, and with over 110 showrooms to call their own. Joya Lucas are one of the most popular jewelry retail chains in the world, and it has been awarded Super Brand of the Year for the 6th consecutive time. Now look guys, this partnership with Ripple will definitely make some massive headways so far as the price is concerned. And guys, Joya Lucas exchange caters to over hundreds of thousands of customers in UAE, Kuwait, Oman, and India, where they give every customer an experience like they've never experienced before and promise them unmatched rates and service every single time. Now Ripple is expanding its presence in the MENA region as well. So Joya Lucas exchange, which is the Dubai-based payment service provider, is the latest partner to be added by Ripple. Now although this news has not been confirmed by Ripple, Joya Lucas exchange's managing director did actually write via LinkedIn that they had a meeting with Ripple employees and they discussed how Ripple's technology could optimize their cross-border payments, and the payment service provider aims to be one of the leading providers of foreign exchange services in the region. Now really I'm not sure why they want to use Ripple. They could have used other cryptocurrencies so that the user settlement does happen instantly, but nonetheless, pretty good use case. And Joy Lucas Exchange offers a wide range of remittance services to every customer and guarantees the best rate, and the payment service provider has established several partners that will allow quick and easy transfers to any part of the world at the best rates. And guys, Joy Lucas Exchange's instant money transfer service will allow money to be transferred within minutes through cash withdrawals at various agencies and also through account withdrawals in selected countries. And guys, Joy Lucas Exchange is one of the main agents of Western Union, allowing customers to send and receive money to more than 200,000 agents locations worldwide. And the service provider has also partnered with other payment companies such as Transfast, EasyMint, and IME. So this news is definitely brilliant, and Joy Lucas Exchange, guys, will use Ripple's XRP-based technology, on-demand liquidity, to optimize its cross-border payments. And on-demand liquidity enables affordable cross-border payments, instant settlements, and continuous liquidity access. And this partnership will also help Ripple expand its presence in the MENA region, and Ripple has already signed high-profile collaborations in MENA region, and looks like Joy Lucas Exchange will be one of them. So my big question is, what challenges might the adoption of XRP-based solutions like on-demand liquidity face in the foreign exchange and remittance market in the Middle East region, and what regulatory issues may need to be addressed for greater adoption of cryptocurrency-based solutions? What are your thoughts and suggestions, guys? Mention them in the comments below. Now guys, let's discuss the second news, and this is a massive news particularly for the gaming industry, and looks like Straddle is definitely making moves in the gaming industry, and they're merging it well with the cryptocurrency space as well. So the news is Straddle has announced launch of automated crypto gaming tradings. Now let me try to explain and give out some information about Straddle. Now the website is straddle.com. It is spelled as S for sugar, T for tango, R for Roger, A for alpha, D for David, A for alpha, L for Larry, Larry.com. And Straddle is a card play-to-earn game in which players buy, sell, trade, and collect digital cards of prestigious cars. And they also have offices in Paris, Dubai, and Miami. Now they do have a competition on the website where users can win Alpine A110 limited series. Now look guys, if you're into cars, if you're into gaming, if you're into cryptocurrency, you definitely need to check out the website. Now based on the website, they also have a token called as MTNL, also called as Metanol token. Now what I really liked is on the website, they do have a very clear roadmap, and looks like in 2024, they have a metaverse integration as well. Now look guys, if you're into car and if you've been watching Facebook, there's an influencer called a Supercar Blondie, and based on the website it says that Supercar Blondie is the marketing partner and advisor. So definitely massive news. But let me try to give out some more information about the news, because Straddle is a card game and derivative collection marketplace that has launched its automated crypto game trading cards, and Straddle consists of specialists in various ecosystems linking the automated NFT, gaming, and cryptocurrency worlds, and the platform is built on prestigious and iconic cars, allowing users to create the dream teams and garages, and card holders will receive daily royalties on sale of cards of a lesser rarity on primary and secondary markets. And look guys, if you're into cars, if you're into NFTs, you definitely need to check it out, because Straddle will launch a unique marketplace for buying, selling, and trading NFT cards, and they're doing that on Immutable X blockchain, and the Straddle gaming algorithm integrates over 15 real-world performances and traits of each card. I think it is a brilliant use case, merging cars with NFTs in the cryptocurrency world. And blockchain technology, guys, as you know, guarantees the security and rarity of these cards. And there are 5 rarity levels per model, ranging from unique black cards 1-on-1 to common unlimited free cards. And managers will have to bid in an auction-style sales format to own cards, then sell off to other players on the secondary market. So look guys, Straddle has developed a native token called Metanol that will allow gamers to pay for interoperable digital assets and play a significant role in its future, especially in Straddle Metaverse. Now to get more information about its tokens pre-sale, check it out on the website. Now my big question guys is is Straddle's launch of automated crypto game trading cards on the Immutable X blockchain a wise business move? What are your thoughts? Because earlier today, we did talk about Blur NFT marketplace and we did talk about some drama between Blur and OpenSea, and also there's a lot of hype on NFTs being on Bitcoin blockchain. So what are your thoughts? Mention them in the comments below. So those were the news guys from Crypto Coffee 88 from Blockchain DXB. In case if you have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Michelle who asks, what do you think of Michael Saylor's tweet that one Bitcoin will be $10 million? Now, to be honest, Michelle, I am absolutely no fan of Michael Saylor. He's definitely not the right advocate for Bitcoin because I've mentioned this in my past as well. He might be a Bitcoin maximalist, that is good, but the information that he tweets is 100% incorrect. Now, I've noted several times in the past he has offered fake news to his followers. Now, so far as Bitcoin is concerned, Bitcoin is absolutely brilliant, but some of the information that Michael Saylor tweets is absolutely incorrect. Now, going back to your question, will Bitcoin be $10 million? Definitely not. There have been so many such predictions, which has never happened. At one point of time, John McAfee, he also tweeted that the price of Bitcoin will cross a $1 million mark, if I'm not mistaken, by 2020. And unfortunately, that was the year when the price of Bitcoin did fall down terribly. And a few months ago, even Tim Draper did actually tweet, I believe his prediction was by year-end 2022, the price of Bitcoin would be $250,000. And he was so confident that he also put out a t-shirt stating that the price of Bitcoin will be 2022. Now look, Michelle, all price predictions are 100% right, 50% of the time. What I particularly don't like about Michael Saylor is that he often puts out a lot of fake news and incorrect information, which is definitely not ideal for Bitcoin, particularly in the world where there is so much of fake news and incorrect information. He does put out a lot of incorrect information, and even Dan Held, who is one of the OGs of Bitcoin, and I used to have a lot of respect for him, but lately he has been providing a lot of fake news and incorrect information as well. You also need to remember, Michelle, why are these guys giving out any price predictions? And the answer is pretty simple. You have demand and you have supply. Now, because the supply of Bitcoin is fixed, which cannot be changed, the only way to pump up the price is by creating the demand. And if you look at Bitcoin, there is no central entity involved, so the SSU or absolutely anyone cannot go after an individual people. So, multi-billionaires like Michael Saylor, celebrities and influencers, what they tend to do is they artificially create the demand for Bitcoin, and that's the only reason why sometimes the prices of Bitcoin goes up. But to answer your question, I do not like Michael Saylor whatsoever. That thing being said, he does have a brilliant platform. I believe it is called saylor.org, where he does provide some free education, and that is the only thing which I like about him. Other than that, I think he's definitely not the right person to talk about Bitcoin. Now, one thing on a side note to note is that EOS, the project which I did mention at the start of this episode today, they had actually purchased a platform called as voice.com, and Michael Saylor was the guy who actually sold it for them for $30 million. Now, I've been following Michael Saylor's work since a very long time. What people don't realize is that Michael Saylor has only gotten into the Bitcoin space in 2020, so he's definitely not an OG on the Bitcoin world. Now, going back to the point of him selling the voice.com, there is a brilliant podcast, I believe it is with Anthony Guerrera, where he discusses the pricing agreement when he actually bought voice.com. And I do believe that he did buy the voice.com domain for roughly $3 or $4, and this is going back to early stages, probably in 1990. And someone did offer him 10 times the amount, which I believe was roughly around $50 or $100, and he refused that. Someone else offered him $2,000, he refused it. But long story short, he did finally sell it to EOS Protocol, which is another failure for $30 million. And just on a sidetrack, Michelle, EOS did want to have something similar to Twitter on voice.com where you can actually talk or give out your opinion using voice. Unfortunately, that was an absolute miserable failure, and voice.com has now shifted to NFT. So I really am not sure having the name voice.com and selling NFT does not make any sense. So EOS was an absolutely massive failure with $4 billion of funds raised in ICO. And going back to your question, no, I'm definitely not a fan of Michael Saylor, and I don't think his price predictions are accurate. You always need to remember, Michelle, all price predictions are 100% right 50% of the time. So that's all for today, guys, on the Ask Me Anything series in Blockchain DXB. In case if you do have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com and check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about Metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And how the series of episodes under Crypto Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and at least in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And this is followed by Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions from the cryptocurrency world. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.